Okay, welcome. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Welcome to practice. My name is Jason Gorenstein, and this is our Vinyasa Flow Level 1-2 class. So, Jessica, welcome. Thank you so much for joining, and this is going to be a nice class we have planned today. Really nice flow, more of a power flow, if you will, but rather nice flow. And without further ado, let us begin. So you can find your way onto your mat, and you can start in child's pose today. So begin by taking the hands about shoulders width distance apart. You can start in extended child's pose. So press down through the thumb and the forefinger. Let the hip bones draw towards the heels. See that the knees are wide apart here. Release the hips all the way down. So the chest is making contact with the thighs here. And just begin to notice your breath. And as you begin to notice your breath, starting to notice your inhalation and your exhalation. Maybe beginning to feel the breath expanding through the back ribs, maybe through the shoulders, maybe through the chest. As you exhale, feel the softening down towards your mat. Good. And as you feel ready here, begin to plant the fingers down on the mat. So press down firmly through the thumb and the forefinger. Lift the inner forearms up, wrap the armpits in. Begin to peel the chest up, coming into tabletop pose. And as you exhale, float the knees up off the mat, find your way into downward facing dog. So press down through the fingers. Feel the fingers lengthening to the front of the mat. Continue to lift the inner forearms up, continue to wrap the outer triceps in. Good. On the next breath, shift forward into plank, the top of a push-up. So once again, engage the core muscles here. Lengthen those heels back. Feel the inner thighs drawing back, and exhale, find your way back into downward facing dog pose. So downward facing dog pose, the legs are strong here. Pressing into the outer heels, lengthening through the inner legs, and feeling those hip bones drawing back towards the back of the mat. One more time, shifting forward into plank pose. So as you exhale here, lower the knees down to the mat. You're going to bend the elbows halfway down so the elbows draw into the chest. Inhale, straighten the arms all the way. Exhale, press back into downward facing dog pose. So we'll do that again. Shift forward into plank. Lower the knees down to the mat. Bend the elbows so the elbows draw halfway into the chest. Press down through the fingers, lift the chest back up. One more time. Float those hips back, downward facing dog pose. Float the right leg up towards the back of the room. Right outer thigh is drawing in. Press down firmly through the fingers and begin to lengthen through the left outer hip. Come high up onto the left ball of the foot. Draw the right knee into the chest. Round the spine. So as you round the spine here, see that the weight travels to the fingers. Allow the outer armpits to lengthen in. Allow the belly to hug in. Good. As you exhale one more time, extend through that right leg. Three-legged dog. And again, right knee draws into the chest, shoulders over wrist. This time, plant the right foot in between the hands. Release the left knee down. Float the arms up towards the ceiling. Urdhva arms, Ardha Anjali pose. So take the arms forward of the chest. Turn the fingers up towards the ceiling. As you press down through your left shin, hug the belly in. And as you inhale here, float the arms back up towards the ceiling one more time. As you exhale, plant the hands down on the mat. Press the left ball of the foot down. Lift the left leg up. And take your right hand to the right top of the thigh. As you press the right thigh down towards the mat, inhale, spin the chest up towards the ceiling. Maybe float the right palm up towards the ceiling. Good. As you exhale, release the right palm on down. Step the right leg back to meet the left. Shift forward into plank pose. Lower the knees down once again. Bend the elbows halfway. Pause. Press those hands back up to straight. Take the thighs back to the back of the mat, downward facing dog. So see that the feet are at least hips width distance apart. Turn the fingers out slightly so that you're engaging through the inner arms. And float the left leg up. So as you float the left leg up, hug the belly in. See that the weight's even in the palms. See that the right outer thigh is lengthening back. Release the head down towards the mat. Draw the left knee into the chest. So once we draw the left knee into the chest, round the spine here. Feel the belly hugging in. Feel the arms and the weight traveling to the fingers. Feel the outer shoulders wrapping down towards the outer arms. Extend the left leg back once again. One more time. Left knee draws to the chest. This time, step the left foot in between the hands. Release the right knee down. Inhale, float the arms up and above the head. So one more time here, we take the arms forward of the chest. So using your mind's eye, press the back of your right foot down. Begin to engage your belly. Turn the fingers up towards the ceiling. Float the palms up as you begin to soften those frontal ribs. Good. As you exhale, release the hands down to the mat. Once again, tuck the right toes underneath this time. Lift the right leg up. So see that the right leg is straight. Take the left hand, place the left hand on the left thigh. As you press the right thigh back, begin to turn the left side of the chest up towards the ceiling. Maybe float those left fingers up towards the sky. As you exhale here, lower that left palm down to the mat. So looking forward in between the hands, step your right leg to meet the left. Inhale, halfway up. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, sweeping the arms up towards the ceiling, Urdhva. As you exhale, glide the hands to the side. So 3 times here, art of variation. Inhale, floating up. Exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, releasing. Inhale, sweeping the arms up, belly hugs in. Exhale, arms to the sides 2 more times. Inhale, floating those arms up. Maybe the palms touch. Exhale, hinging and folding here. Inhale, lengthening through the chest. So see that the sternum lengthens through the shoulders. Exhale, hinging and folding. Inhale, sweeping those arms up towards the ceiling. Thighs back, belly in. Exhale, hands to the sides. Once again. Inhale, float those arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening halfway. Good. Pause here. Continue to press down through the fingertips as you lengthen your chest on forward. So bend the knees slightly. See that the belly is hugging in. And imagine that your chest could lengthen out or jump out of your shoulders. That's how far forward you're taking your chest. One more time, exhale, fold here. Now bend the knees a lot, a heck of a lot, so that the chest becomes parallel to the mat. All right? Inhale, take your arms forward in front of you. So this is a very low. It's not a chair pose. It's very similar, but your chest is parallel to the floor. And as you inhale here, sweep the arms forward and up. Take chair pose. Good. And as you exhale, lean on and forward and glide the hands back and out to your sides. Inhale, sweeping the arms forward in front of you. Take chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, hinging forward, glide those arms out to the sides. Inhale, sweeping those arms forward and up in front of you. Exhale, gliding those arms out to the sides and releasing those hands down to the mat. Okay, so now step the feet back and find your way into plank pose once again. Spread across the fingers. Inner arms are moving forward. Outer arms are lengthening back. See that the left heel is pressing back. See that the right heel is pressing back. So thighs are strong, belly's engaged. Exhale, downward facing dog pose. Downward facing dog pose, float the right leg up towards the ceiling. Right knee moves into the center chest. Take the right knee over towards the right forearm, right wrist. So as you spread across the fingers, you're going to use your core muscles here. Can you lift your right leg up towards the top of the right shoulder? And as you exhale, draw that right knee down. As you lift that right knee up, press through the fingers. And as you exhale, draw that knee down. 3 more times. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, drawing down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, drawing down. 1 more time. Inhale, lifting up. So take the knee to center. 1 more time. Shoot the leg on back. So once again, the right knee will come into the center chest, except this time you'll step the right foot in between the hands. Spin the left heel down. See that the right heel is in the center of the mat. See that the left arch is in the center of the mat. Float both arms up. Warrior 2 pose. Good. Warrior 2 pose. Begin to straighten through that right leg. Now take your hands, place your hands on your hip creases. And one more time, begin to bend deeply into that right knee. So as you bend deeper into the right knee, allow the left outer foot to press on down. Extend the arms out to the sides. So even though we're bending into the right knee, we're still reaching back through that left arm. Turn the eyes to face over those right fingers. See if you can lengthen through the center chest. See if you can hug the belly in here. Allow those sit bones to release down as the crown of the head lifts up towards the ceiling. Turn the right fingers to face the ceiling. Release the left palm down the left leg. Float the right arm up towards the ceiling. Keep lifting the right hip off the right thigh crease. And as you exhale, windmill the hands down to the mat. Step the right leg back to meet the left leg. Shift forward into plank. Pause here. In plank pose, begin to lower the knees down to the mat. Begin to lower the chest all the way down towards the mat. Very good. Walk the hands back. Lower the forehead down onto the mat. So even before we lift up the chest, see that the thumbs are directly along the line of the rib cage. Allow the elbows to move in and see that the elbows are directly over the wrist. Now as you press forward through the fingers, begin to feel the tops of the trapezius muscles hugging in and the shoulder blades moving down the spine. Inhale, begin to peel the chest up. Good, now hug the belly in here. So as the chest starts to lift up, the pose wants to move into the low back. See if you can keep the pose transitioning into the belly. That's it. Now, as you feel ready, exhale, release the head on down. Keep the hands where they're at. Good, one more time. Inhale, pressing through the fingers, drawing the fingers to the front of the mat. So keep your fingers planted, but imagine that you could drag your fingers all the way forward to the front of the mat. Shoulder blades move down the spine, belly is engaged. Lift both legs up off the floor. So in order to protect the low back, see that the big toe mounds are touching and turn the pinky toe side of the foot all the way down towards the mat. Now take your palms, lift them off the mat and glide your hand back in line with the legs. See that the thumbs are facing the floor. See that the pinky fingers are facing the ceiling. Continue to imagine that you're hugging a block in between the palms here as you lengthen from the pubis to the crown of the head. As you exhale, lower those hands down to the mat. Tuck the toes underneath. Press down through the hands. Float the thighs back. Downward facing dog pose. Downward facing dog pose, we float the left leg up. So once again here, once we float the left leg up, we really need to press back through the hands. Come high up onto the right ball of the foot. Draw the left knee into the chest. Now take that left knee over towards the left wrist. Pause here. So notice that all the weight shifts to the left side. Can you transfer some of the weight to the right? That's it. Now inhale, press through the hands, press through the right foot, lift that left knee up. As you exhale, lower that left knee to hover off the floor. As you inhale here, draw that left leg on up. See if you can get a little higher. Exhale, lower that left knee down. So we press through the right foot, press through the hands, lift that left knee up, draw the left leg down 2 more times. Inhale lifts the leg. Exhale, lowers the leg down. 1 more time. Inhale, lifts the leg. Exhale, lowers the leg down. Draw the left knee to center. Shoot the left leg on back. So you're going to take the left knee into the chest again. Step the left foot in between the hands. So bring the left foot to the center of the mat. See that the right heel spins down towards the floor. Press through the pinky toe side of your right foot. Right thigh draws back. Left buttocks hugs in. Inhale, float the arms up, Warrior 2 pose. So as you take Warrior 2 pose, once again, place the hands on the hips. Straighten the left leg for a moment, just to see that the thigh's in line with the foot. Exhale, rebend into that knee. Knee is hovering over the second toe, so knee's moving towards the second toe. Continue to sink deeper into the feet. Feel your inner thighs drawing in towards one another, and as you feel ready, float the arms out to the sides. Press through the pinky toe side of your right foot, extend through your right fingers, and then look over towards your left fingers, your left palm. Spin the left palm up towards the ceiling. Inhale, float the arm up as you release the right palm back. Exhale, windmill the hands down to the mat. Step your left leg back to the back of your mat. Good. Shift forward into plank pose. Once again, lower the knees down to the floor. Lower the chest all the way down to the floor. So now, walk the hands back one more time. See that the elbows are hugging in. See that the chest is broadening here. As you press down through the hands, begin to float the chest up even higher. You're going to see if you can begin to straighten your palms any amount. So sometimes they're halfway, sometimes they're all the way. Good. If you can get the arms to all the way straight, tuck the toes underneath. Lift up through those thighs and walk the feet forward, as if you're walking like on a tightrope. And then from here, begin to lift the chest up. This is a variation of upward facing dog. As you exhale, float the hips back, downward facing dog pose. Good. Downward facing dog pose, look in between the hands. Bend the knees here. Keep looking in between the hands. You can either walk, step, or lightly hop the feet forward towards the hands. Inhale, lengthening through the chest. Exhale, folding all the way forward. Inhale, bending the knees, floating the arms up towards the ceiling. Utkatasana chair pose. And as you straighten the legs, release the palms down and out to the sides. Good. So let's continue to move forward, shall we? Inhale, floating the arms up, Utkatasana chair pose. As you exhale, hinge and fold. Inhale, lengthening through the chest. This time, stepping the left leg back behind you. Keep the left leg lifted. Keep the right knee bent. So from here, press firmly into the left outer foot. Feel the left thigh engaged. Begin to lengthen the left side of the chest towards the front of the room. Now take the arms. Begin to float the arms up next to the side body and lengthen the arms in line with the body, just like we did in Shalambhasana a moment ago. See that the right heel is pressing down. See that the right outer hip is hugging in. Inhale, float the arms up for crescent pose, also known as Anjali Asana. So once again, we're going to do this. Take the arms forward in front of you. Wrap the outer triceps in so the pinkies begin to face the ceiling. It's okay to keep that left leg straight. If you need to bend the knee, that's fine as well. Inhale, float the arms up and above the head. So we're going to begin to transition here 5 times into a variation pose. As you exhale, take the arms forward in front of you and begin to engage the arms in towards the center chest as you float the chest forward. Inhale, pressing through the right heel, lifting those arms up towards the ceiling. As you exhale here, lean on forward. Begin to glide those hands back behind you. Left heel is strong. Outer arms are hugging in. Inhale, float the arms up above you. Okay, 3 more. Extend the arms forward in front of you. Lengthen through those fingers. Keep hugging those hands in. Keep firming the triceps as you hug in the navel. Inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling. 2 more, let's go. Glide those hands forward in front of you. Glide those hands back behind you. Keep firming in the thighs. Keep lengthening through the chest. Lengthen those arms up towards the ceiling. 1 last one, come on. Exhale, extend the arms behind you. This time, interlace the fingers here. Pull the fingers up towards the ceiling and then begin to release the chest on down for Humble Warriors pose. Nice. All right, so from here, press through that left heel. Keep wrapping those outer triceps in. Keep firming the right thigh in. Maybe float the chest off of that thigh. Release the hands down to the low back. Inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling. Take the hands to the hips. Step the left leg forward to meet the right leg at the top of the mat. Good. Inhale, float the arms up towards the ceiling. Bend the knees, Utkatasana. As you exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening halfway. This time, stepping the right leg back behind us. So we start here. Left knee is bent. Right heel is pressing back. And the belly is engaged. See that you continue to lift through the right inner thigh crease. See that you continue to lengthen through the right side of the chest. Firm the left outer buttocks in here and begin to float the arms up all the way to the ceiling. Anjali Asana's pose. So we come into crescent pose here. It's okay to put a light bend in that right knee if you need to. Otherwise, keep firming through that right thigh. It's important as we kind of move through these transitions. As you feel ready here, begin to lengthen the chest on forward. Leaning forward, hinging forward. Keep the chest lifted and firm the arms in towards one another As you press through the right ball or the left ball of the foot, inhale, float those arms up towards the ceiling. Good. 4 more. Inhale, taking yourself forward, lengthening those fingers back. Exhale. And then as you feel ready, gliding those hands up towards the ceiling, lengthening through the chest and lifting up for another 3. Gliding on forward, bringing those arms back behind us. Keep pressing through that right heel. Keep lifting through both sides of the chest, belly in. Inhale, float those arms up over towards the ceiling. 2 more. Glide those arms forward in front of us. Keep firming in the outer arms. Keep breathing. Keep pressing through that right heel. Inhale, floating those arms up towards the ceiling. Good. 1 more. So glide those hands forward, glide those hands back. This time, interlace the hands behind the back. Press through that right heel and take the arms up towards the ceiling. Press through the right heel. Firm the right outer thigh in. Feel the sternum lengthening towards the front of the mat. Inhale, begin to peel up the chest here. Glide the hands up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, plant the hands down towards the mat. Step the right leg forward to meet the left. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, folding. Bend the knees. Lift the arms up. Utkatasana chair pose. Take the hands to the center chest here. Now glide your right tricep over your left thigh crease. As you take this pose, can you lift up through the right side of the chest so you're looking over the left shoulder now? Good. Inhale, floating those arms back to center, Utkatasana. Hands come back to the center chest, left tricep over the right thigh. Keep firming the left tricep into the right thigh crease. Hug the right buttocks in. Feel the belly drawing in as you spin the chest up towards the ceiling. Once again here, inhale, float those arms up towards the ceiling, Utkatasana. As you exhale, come back to Tadasana pose. Nice. All right. From Tadasana pose, inhale once again. Float the arms up. Bend the knees, Utkatasana. This time, release the hands on the mat and sit back onto your glutes, onto your butt, and find your way into Navasana pose, boat pose. So keep the chest lifted, keep firming the outer thighs in, keep breathing here. Good. So as you feel ready, extend your legs forward in front of you. Keep the chest lifted and see if you could take the feet to about 1 inch off the floor. Keep firming those outer thighs in. Keep breathing in here. Inhale, draw those knees back to the chest. Once again, draw the shins to parallel. Extend the legs forward in front of you. Keep lifting those shoulders up. Keep firming the belly in. Breathing here. Wrap those arms out, outer arms in just like we've been doing all day. And then draw the knees into the chest. Good. 3 more. Legs draw forward in front of us. Keep firming in the belly. Keep wrapping the outer thighs towards the inner thighs. Hugging in that belly for another lift up 2. And then lifting up here. Good. So lengthening through the legs. Firming in the belly. Wrapping those outer arms in. Keep breathing here. 1 more time lifting up. We have 1 more left. Okay, let's go. Once again. Firming in the belly, extending those legs forward. Keep breathing here. Keep lifting through the chest. Keep lifting through the heart. Good. Cross the legs here. Take the hands forward in front of you. Press the left leg back. Press the right leg back. Downward facing dog pose. So nice little transition into downward facing dog pose. This time you're going to step your right foot in between your hands. Again, spin the left heel down. Firm the right buttocks in. Inhale, float the arms up into Warrior 2 pose. Warrior 2 pose. Right arm extends up towards the ceiling. Lift the right hip off the right thigh crease and begin to straighten that right leg. Now, keep the right hip lifted. Glide the right side of the chest over towards the right foot. Release the right palm directly below the right shoulder. Wrap or firm the right outer arm in. Inhale, float the left arm up towards the ceiling. As you press through the left outer foot, draw the left thigh back. Press through the right ball of the foot, firm the right buttocks in. Now keep these actions in the legs. We're about to transition. So you'll look down at your right foot. Bend deeply into your right knee. Place your right hand outside of your right foot. Good. Pause here. Now, step your left leg in and step your right hand forward 1 more time. Pause. Keep the left arm lifted towards the ceiling. Once again here, shift the weight forward towards that right hand. Begin to take the weight forward from the right heel towards the right toes as you float the left leg up. Now, float the left leg up and keep a light bend in your right knee the entire time. Spin the left heel down. Begin to lift up through the left side of the chest. Just like in Trikonasana. So keep lifting through the left side of the chest. Maybe turn the eyes to face the side of the room, testing your balance here. Continue to breathe as you lift through those left fingers. Continue to press back through that left flexed foot. And then as you feel ready, bend into that right knee. Softly release the left foot down behind you. Again, we come into Warrior Two. Again, we come into triangle pose. Inhale, float that left arm up. Bend deeply into the right knee. Release the right palm inside of the leg. So if this is a challenge for you, place your right forearm on top of your right thigh crease. Firm your right buttocks in. Keep spinning the left hip down towards the mat as you press the left thigh back. Now, take the left fingers. Glide the left fingers. Imagine you're spreading jam over bread. Glide the left fingers down towards the mat. Glide the left fingers all the way forward of the chest. External rotation in the top arm as you lift the chest up towards the ceiling. Now keep pressing through the pinky toe side of the left foot. Feel the left thigh drawing back. Firm the right outer hip in. Keep lengthening here. Maybe begin to float the right hands off the floor. Maybe begin to take the right palm parallel with the floor. As you press down through the right heel, float the chest up. Arms come out to the sides. Float the hands down to the mat and move to a vinyasa here. So shift forward into plank pose. Now we haven't, formally moved through a vinyasa. You can lower the knees down if you'd like, or bend the elbows halfway, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, peel up the chest here. Exhale, pressing on back for downward facing dog pose. So downward facing dog pose, we step the left foot in between the hands. We spin the right heel down. See that the left foot is in the center of the mat. See that the right outer foot is pressing on down. Firm the left buttocks in. Inhale, float the arms up into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. From Warrior 2, allow the right outer thigh to press back. Spin the left palm up towards the ceiling and float the left arm up to lift the left hip off the left thigh crease. Glide the left leg to straight. Hinge at that left hip and begin to lengthen the left side of the chest forward of the left foot. Left hand releases down right below the left shoulder. Right arm extends up right from the right side of the chest. Press through the left ball of the foot. Continue to feel the shoulder blades moving down the spine. Belly hugs in here. Press into your right outer foot. Good. If you can keep the right arm lifted up towards the ceiling, you can always drop the right palm down to the right hip if you need to. Look down towards the mat. Bend into that left knee and glide your left foot about 8 to 12 inches forward of the foot. Maybe just a few inches to start. Step your right foot in. Glide your hand a little bit more forward of the foot, a little bit more diagonal. That's it. Now press into the left fingers. Press into the left ball of the foot. Begin to float the right leg up. As you float that right leg up, see that the left buttocks is firming in towards the midline of the body. The left knee still has a micro bend in it. It's not completely straight. Now turn your right toes down towards the mat and begin to lengthen the right side of the chest up towards the ceiling. See that your shoulder blades are moving down the spine. See that your belly is engaged here. Begin to feel that you're lengthening so much up from your right arm that you could almost lift your left fingers up off the mat. Maybe even testing that. Then from here, light bend in the left knee, softly releasing that right leg down behind you. We end up back in Utthita Trikonasana, triangle pose. Inhale, float that right arm up. Maybe reposition the legs. As you exhale, bend deeply into that left knee. Glide the left hand inside the left leg. See that the left buttocks is firming in. It's very important. Press down through the left heel. Feel the left thigh pressing down towards the mat. And then glide the right hand back to the back of the room. As you press to the right pinky toe side of the foot, glide the right hand down towards the floor and extend the right arm forward and up over the head. External rotation of that top arm. Press the right thigh back and spin the right forearm down towards the mat. Good. Can you press so much into the right pinky toe side of the foot that you begin to float the left arm up off of the mat as well? Inhale, floating both arms back up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, arms come to the sides. Windmill the hands down to the mat. Step your left leg back to meet the right. Downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, shift forward into plank pose. Plank pose, lowering down halfway, pausing. Inhale, peeling up the chest. Exhale, pressing those hips back for downward facing dog pose. So from downward facing dog pose, you're going to tippy toe your feet all the way forward until you come into somewhat of a squat pose. Bring your feet close together, bring your knees apart, and see that your knees are hugging in through the outer upper forearms. To bend the elbows and walk the hands back. Spread the fingers wide apart. That action of spreading is very helpful here. As you spread the fingers wide apart, where the index finger is parallel with the sides of the mat, begin to lift the hips up. Walk the hands back once again. Now see that the knees are hugging in towards the plumb line of the body, which is the really center of the body. Begin to lift the chest up. Look forward, look forward, look forward. Maybe float those legs up. Maybe begin to straighten those legs here. That's it. Exhale, lowering the feet down. Take the feet a little wider apart. Turn the feet out. Come into a forward fold here. Come into a forward fold. It's like a wide stance forward fold. That's it. And then from here, as you feel ready, turn the feet back to parallel. Bend those knees a lot. Inhale, lift the chest. Utkatasana chair pose. Straighten through those legs. Take the arms back, down, out to the sides. So see that the toes are spread wide apart. Feel the calves moving towards the shins. Feel the thighs moving towards the hamstrings. Engage your core muscles here. One more time. Float those arms up, Utkatasana chair pose. As you exhale, hinge at the hips and fold. Inhale, lengthening for halfway. Good. Step the feet back, find your way into plank. Plank pose, shift forward, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Shavasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Shavasana. Step the right foot in between the hands and see that the left heel is pressing back. Walk the fingers forward of the chest here and release the head on down. This is actually a very interesting pose. It's very similar to God, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the name. It's very similar to lizard pose, but it's a lot longer. So you really walk those fingers forward and you just hold here. You just hold. You squeeze in the belly. You firm the outer arms in. You firm the right hip in. You firm the left hip in. The left thigh is lifting up. Now walk the hands back. I'm going to show you guys a transition. You're going to walk the hands back. You're going to take the hand and you're going to glide the right hand up behind the back. So the right hand glides in of the back and up behind the back. Then you take your left hand and you glide your left hand back behind your back as well. Lean the chest on forward. Hug that left outer thigh in and firm the left buttocks in. Good. As you exhale, release the bind. Walk the right foot a little bit more to center here. Bend deeply, before we do that, let's transition. Take the right leg out, turn the right foot out. Inhale, float the right arm up. You're going to spin onto the left ball of the foot. Spin up, lift the chest here. Good. As you exhale, bring that right hand back down to the mat again. All right, from here, so listen to this. You're going to bend the elbows. You're going to walk the hands back. You're going to bend the elbows. You're going to bring the elbows in towards the chest, and then you're going to float here into Upavishta Konasana. If you have room at the wall, I do not. So you're going to take it, and then you're going to shoot on back. I can show you on the other side. Set it up. So pause here for a moment. It's easier to show on the other side. Okay. So what happens is you start in this lizard's pose, and your hands are forward of the chest just like this. Then you walk the hands back. You walk the hands back. And you already are setting up into Chaturanga Dandasana here. So the elbows are already drawing in. This right buttocks, it sits on top of the right arm. The left arm draws in. I walk the foot forward. I walk the foot forward. I walk the foot forward, and I hug the left elbow in. So that's how we maintain this balance here. As you exhale, come on back. So hopefully that was like a little cool throw-in right there. Okay, so we're gonna shift back and move through a vinyasa. I don't have much room on the right side here. So move through a vinyasa as you wish. Okay, so vinyasa, you're gonna step the left foot in between the hands. Again, you're gonna walk the left fingers forward this time and breathe here. So this is surprisingly a very challenging posture. It shouldn't be, it's very simple, but it is a very difficult posture. You're pressing through that right heel. You continue to release the head on down towards the mat. Firm the right outer thigh in. Firm the left outer hip in. And breathe here. And then as you walk the hands back, you bend the left elbow and take the left palm up and bring it behind the left hip. You take the right hand, you glide it back behind you, and you lift the chest up. Keep pressing the right thigh back. Keep firming in the hips and breathing here. As you exhale, release the hands down to the mat. Okay, so setting up for Ekapada Kundanyasana. This is number 2, I believe. They're out of order. I don't know why they're out of order, but 2 is 1 and 1 is 2. I'm not quite sure why. So the twisting one is 1 and for some reason. So you're going to walk the hands back. You're going to walk the hands back. You're going to walk the hands back. So already create a shelf here. That left hip is hugging onto that shelf. Walk the left foot forward, walk the left foot forward, and then hug in here as you lift the chest up. And breathe. Good, and extend that leg back. If you'd like, transition through a vinyasa here. Lower down, inhale, lifting up. Exhale, floating back, downward facing dog. Really nice work. Really nice work, guys. Okay. Once again, we're going to step the right foot in between the hands. Spin the left heel down. From the outer thighs in. Inhale, float the arms up. Come into Warrior One pose. So from Warrior One pose, you're going to straighten through that right leg for a moment. And then you're going to rebend into that right knee. Okay. Spin onto the left ball of the foot here. Pause. Take the hands. Bring the hands behind the back one more time. Interlace the fingers here. Lift the chest. Pause. Lean forward. Lean forward. Lean forward. Now keep the hands behind the back if you can. Shift the weight forward. And inhale, begin to float that left leg up. So it's a variation of Warrior 3. It's bound Warrior 3. So Bandha Virabhadrasana 3. And breathing here. Good. Now take the left leg. Draw it forward without touching the floor if you can. Lift that left leg up. Lift it up so high. Now, take the arms. Extend the arms up towards the ceiling here. Bring the right hand forward. Bring the left hand back. So it's a twisting variation pose. The left outer hip hugs in. Keep looking over that left shoulder. Inhale, float the arms back to center. As you exhale, traditional Warrior 3 pose. Arms come forward, leg draws back, and breathe here. Now as you exhale, release the hands down to the mat. See that your left palm is on the mat, or your left fingertips are on the mat. See that your right outer hip is hugging in. Good. Keep lifting through the left inner leg. Maybe begin to float that right arm up towards the ceiling for twisting Ardha Chandrasana, Prasarita Ardha Chandrasana. As you exhale here, release the right palm down. Bend into that right knee, okay? Spread across the fingers here. See that the shoulders are over the wrists. And begin to play with lifting up through the right leg. So you're just playing with this jumping action. Just to build strength in the arms. Maybe getting a little bit more strength as you breathe in here. Nice. Okay, and then as you exhale, lower that left leg down. Walk the hands back. Walk the hands back. You're going to bend the knees, come into Malasana pose. Hands are at the center chest. and begin to float the right arm out to the right side. Left arm floats up towards the ceiling. If you want to take Bandha in this pose, Bandha is the lock. Draw the left arm behind you, bend that left elbow, glide the right hand up, and then breathe here. This is called Bandha. Good, and then extend the arms. Hands come to the center chest. We're going to take Bandha on the other side. Left arm extends out to the left. Right arm extends up towards the ceiling. Open the chest up. Bend that right elbow. Glide it back behind you. Bend the left elbow. Glide it back. Grab hold of the fingers here. Bandha. This is our Bandha lock. Breathe here as you lift through the chest. Open through the heart, chest, and sternum. Good, and then as you come back to center, hands come down to the mat. One more time. Hands float, right? Bend those knees, lift the chest up. Can you take Bakasana crow pose? Bakasana crow. All right, and then exhale, walking those feet on back. Downward facing dog pose. All right, so here we go. We're going to start with stepping the left foot in between the hands. And as you step the left foot forward in between the hands, you're going to lift through the chest here. You're going to lift through the heart. Spin the right heel down first of all. Forgot about that. Press through the right outer foot. Firm the left eye in. Inhale, float the arms up. Warrior one. Warrior one, straighten through the left leg for a moment and bend deeply into that left knee. Now glide onto the ball of your right foot. Take your hands behind the back. Interlace the fingers here. Pull the fingers away from you. So see that the fingers are moving down the spine. Good. Chest is lifted. Now as you exhale, lean on forward. Chest comes parallel with the thigh, just like we did earlier in the class. Now, as you feel ready, shift the weight forward onto the left foot. Begin to float the right leg up as you firm the left buttocks in. Keep lifting those arms up. So variation, Bandha Virabhadrasana 3. From here, glide that right foot on forward, maybe without touching the floor. Lift the right knee up, hands come to the center chest. Glide the right hand back behind you. Glide the left arm forward in front of you. And breathe here. This is like a twisting variation of the pose. Padangusthasana C, but without holding the knee. Come back to center. Take the right leg back. Bring the hands in through the center chest here. Float the arms forward in front of you. That's it. Warrior three. Classical. Release the hands right underneath the chest. So begin by taking the right hand down to the mat. Take the left hand to the left top of the thigh and firm the left outer buttocks in. Keep lifting through the chest here as you spin the chest to open. Keep lifting that right hip up. Good. Maybe float the left arm up if you'd like. Twisting Ardha Chandrasana. As you exhale, release the left hand down onto the mat. As you release the left hand down onto the mat, spread across the fingers here. See that your outer arms are hugging in. See that your shoulders are moving forward over the chest. So our arms are very similar to Chaturanga here, just they're straight. But the action of the shoulders over the wrists is identical. From here, instead of kicking up from the right leg, can you kick up from the left leg? So like you're hopping that left leg up, and you're using that as your lever. Nice. One more. All right. And then as you exhale, lower that leg down. Come into a forward fold here. Take the hands to the hips, press through the balls of the feet. Inhale, lift the chest, come back up. So now, find a spot at a wall. I'm going to show you before we do this completely. You're going to take the arms forward in front of you like we've been doing all day. You're going to see that the palms face the ceiling. You're going to float the arms up above the head as you hug the belly in. Spread the toes wide apart. See that the feet are pressing down to the mat. Thighs are back, belly in, buttocks engaged. Look up towards the ceiling. Spread across the fingers here and imagine that you're pressing your fingers into a wall. Press your fingers into that wall and begin to hug the belly in. See that the frontal ribs soften here. See that the back ribs lengthen. So you're lifting the arms more from the back body than you are from the front body. As you exhale, lower on down. Okay. So from here, we're going to practice kicking up. Now, if you don't have a kick up practice and you've never kicked up before, then what you're going to do is you're just going to be in downward facing dog and you're just going to try to just lift one leg up and maybe do those hops that we just did. And then do the other leg and do those hops. A good recommendation here for taking down, taking your handstands at the wall is for you to develop a sense of strength in your arms. So what we do is we take our fingers about, I don't know, like 6 to 8 inches away from the wall, and we spread the fingers wide apart. And then we take downward facing dog. And from downward facing dog pose, we shift the weight forward and we begin to walk forward until the shoulders are over the wrist. So you don't have to walk forward that much for that to happen. Once the shoulders are over the wrist, spread the fingers wide apart. Feel the outer arms hugging in and step one leg in. It doesn't matter, right or left is fine. You're going to float the other leg up. From here, what happens is the right leg is long, the left leg is short. So we need to come back to that left hip. So from here, as you press through the floor, can you begin to kick the left leg up instead of the right? You have the right leg is just going to position itself at the wall. So don't worry about kicking that right leg back. Instead, worry about kicking the left leg up. If you've gotten to this point where your hands are on the floor, your legs are up, and both legs are on the wall, begin to look down again. Press down through the fingers. Fingers are super engaged here. Wrap those outer forearms in. Wrap the outer armpits in. Maybe float those legs up above the head here. And then exhale, softly release on down. Come into a forward fold once you're out of the pose. Release the head on down, close the eyes, and breathe here. Good. Hands on the hips, lift the chest, come back up. We need to do it one more time just to get the balance in the body. So if you're not kicking up, take another downward facing dog, find your way into child's pose, a couple of variations if you're not kicking up. If you are kicking up, position your hands the same exact way. Find your way into a short downward facing dog and step your opposite foot forward. So your opposite foot is forward now of the chest. Shift the weight on forward. Shoulders are over wrists. The arms are strong and engaged. The biceps want to face the wrists or the middle fingers. Then from here, you're going to lift the opposite leg up and begin to lift through your other leg. Not the leg that's lifted, but the leg that's on the ground. That's really the key. You lift through that leg, and that gives you the strength of your body. Then you can begin to float the other leg up. Now press through the fingers. Firm the outer upper arms in. Wrap the outer armpits in. Maybe you do that so much that the legs come off of the wall. As you feel ready, exhale, lower down. Find your way into a forward fold again. Good. And then from here, you're going to find your way onto your seat one more time. Find your way onto your seat. And eventually, you're going to find your way onto your back. So let's lift those legs up towards the ceiling here. Let's lift those legs up towards the ceiling. I love and hate abdominal work. Do you ever feel that way? You love it and you hate it at the same time. Is that possible? Let the right leg come forward. Keep lifting the left leg and extend your arms forward of the chest. Keep lengthening here as you hug the belly in. Float the right leg back up. Let the left leg come forward about an inch off the floor. Hug both arms in. Scissor the thighs in. Engage the core muscles. Inhale, float the left leg up. Right leg drifts on down. Right foot is engaged. Outer thighs hug in. Inhale, float the right leg up. Left leg is engaged. Left thigh hugs in. Breathe in. Left leg draws up. One more time. Right leg's engaged. Keep extending those arms. Keep breathing in. Draw the right leg up. And left leg. Keep drawing those thighs in. Keep engaging the belly. And then hug the knees into the chest. Really nice, guys. So take the arms out to the sides. Drift the knees over to the right. Hover. Jartha Parivartanasana, just stomach churning pose. Other side.
Good, and then back to center again. Now release those feet on the ground. Take your hands, see that the hands are touching along the backs of the heels. Grab hold of the outer edges of the mat. Roll the left shoulder under, roll the right shoulder under, press down through the feet. As you press down through the feet, feel your calves moving towards the shins. Feel the thighs moving towards the hamstrings. Hug the belly in a lot. That's really the key to a lot of these back bends, believe it or not, is the abdominal muscles. They are never talked about, but they are the most important part, which is ironic, right? Why are they never talked about, but they're the most important part of the pose. So keep firming in the outer thighs here. Keep pressing down through the shoulders and keep lifting in through the chest. That's it. As you exhale, lower that pelvis on down. Okay, release, release, release. We're going to do it one more time. Press down through the fingers. Inhale, peel up the pelvis. Hug the belly in. Maybe interlace the fingers underneath the back this time. Drawing the left shoulder under, drawing the right shoulder under. Good. This is actually one of my favorite poses. It's an interesting pose. You're going to take your right leg forward. You're on your right heel crease. You can stay here. Be here for a moment and then draw the right leg back in. And then take the left leg and do exactly the same. So you're lifting up the left buttocks, you're firming the left outer thigh in, and you're breathing here. And then draw that knee back. Now, if you want, you can take your right leg forward and your left leg forward. The buttocks is not dropping to the ground. The buttocks is lifting. The thighs are engaged. You're wrapping those outer arms in. Good. One more time, bending those knees here. I love that pose. As you exhale, lower the back down to the mat. From here, arms come out to the sides. One more time, knees come to chest. One more time, roll the knees over to the right side. So this time, as you roll the knees over, you can release the legs down. You don't have to worry about keeping those legs floating anymore. This is like a time that you can rest, time you can relax. And then draw those knees back to center and take them to the other side. So come back to center again. Take the hands under the flesh of the bum. Move the buttocks forward. Lengthen the heels all the way to the front of the mat. Spin the palms up towards the ceiling. Roll the shoulders under. Release the head on down. This is called Shavasana pose. Okay. So from here, Become reacquainted with your feet, become reacquainted with your hands. Begin to bring the knees into a bent position. Roll the weight over onto your side. And as you feel ready, press your way on up and find your way into a seated position. Good. Maybe sitting up on something or just sitting down on your mat. Okay, from here, begin to bring your hands to the center chest. Lift the head and release the head all the way down. Just closing our practice. So begin to lift the head and gently open the eyes. Namaste, yogis. So thank you guys so much. Thank you, Jessica. I hope that you enjoyed the practice. Really nice vinyasa class. Yeah, we'll do this every Tuesday and Thursday at 12 p.m. And classes are usually by request. Obviously, we have a bunch of classes throughout the week, but if there's any requests that you have for a particular practice, just let me know. All the classes are posted onto YouTube afterwards, and I try to mix it up. So the classes are fairly different. Some of the classes are the same, some of the classes are different. Hatha, Vinyasa, Restoratives, I pretty much do everything. So I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. It's always a pleasure to practice with you. Let's keep it going. So let me know how your practice went. Let me know how the stream was. And I will look forward to seeing you very, very soon. So for anybody else, if you have any questions, awesome. Very cool, Jessica. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful day. And thank you guys for joining me for today's class. This is Vinyasa Level 1-2 Flow. And hopefully you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste, yogis. Thank you guys so much. Have a beautiful day. Thanks, guys. All right.